listening to Into the Spotlight with Osaka Jack on Everfree Network. Hello everyone, this is Osaka Jack with Into the Spotlight on Everfree Network. With me today I have someone whose work you may have seen if you went to that itty-bitty little convention, BronyCon? Which one was it? Centchi. Hello.
Hi.
Which one was it, that itty-bitty con that couldn't even get 10,000 people to show up?
I think it might have been BronyCon.
I might actually go to BronyCon, actually. I'm a big fan of lunch meat, and that would actually be kind of interesting.
No, wait. I think it was BronyCon.
That sounds more legitimate and related to everything I've ever done on the show. Okay, yeah, but let's go with that. Yes.
Okay, all right.
So if there is anyone out there who is totally unfamiliar with your stuff, can you describe a little bit of who are you? What do you do?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm a digital illustrator. You can find most of my work on DeviantArt, Centchi at deviantart.com. And I mean, I do all sorts of work. I've been on there for about 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so I obviously didn't just start out with ponies, but
Sure, yeah.
that's pretty much my life now.
7 years ago, you predicted the future. There will be a new iteration of Pony, and it will look something like this.
There will be, and I will be the most horse-famous one of all. So yeah, no. So I've been on there for a really long time, and I started off with a lot of different fandoms, worked myself to my own stuff, and now I'm back into the fandom, but now I'm doing ponies. So a lot of people now know my work for ponies, and that's perfectly fine because I love ponies.
Yay! Which is good. That kind of allowed me to find you. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
And yeah, you were one of the artists for BronyCon.
Yes, I was a design staff for BronyCon of 2014, and still on design staff. But yeah, it was my first year last year.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, so I'm excited to do it again.
Oh, yay, good. What do you think might have been one of your more recognizable things from BronyCon?
I think so a lot of the stuff that I did do for BronyCon was these room signs.
Okay.
And they were giant signs that stood outside different rooms, and I think I did like 6 or 7 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my most famous one had to been the one that stood outside the vendor hall, which made sense because like the vendor hall is a big thing of any kind of convention.
Sure.
So it stood outside there, and I think one of the reasons why it was most recognizable was because I actually stuck, my OC glittering cloud in there, so people really recognize that.
You have your own agenda. No, that's not fair. Okay. Now, which of the 3 BronyCon mascots did you find was the easiest to do?
The easiest?
Or most fun, I guess.
Oh god. I don't know. I really liked doing them all. They were all so much fun. And they all had their different things about them that I really like. Like I really like Blank Canvas because I mean she's an artist and a Pegasus, and I really like Pegasi. But then there was Hoofbeats, and I really enjoyed drawing him because of his spiky hair, and I really like drawing spiky hair.
Okay.
Because I know Blank Canvas has really weird, like, kind of not curly, but it's kind of got like lumpy hair. I don't know how to describe it, but
right.
like that is really difficult to like render in a 3D kind of digital painting.
Sure.
I just didn't know where her hair was flowing and stuff.
Right,
So
right.
she was, as much as I liked that character, she was not the most fun to color.
Okay, I understand.
So, but I did enjoy Hoofbeats, and even main event, she grew on me as I, drew throughout the year, because, I don't know, the more I drew main event, the more I had a feeling for her, and the more I started to like her as a character.
Sure.
So each one of them I like for different reasons,
Okay.
and, but maybe Hoofbeats was my favorite to draw.
Okay. That's because of the Z, isn't it?
Yes.
The beats.
The beats.
Yeah, I've spoken to some people who do either plushies or models or whatnot, and they say that as beautiful as a lot of the ponies look, sometimes hair doesn't work in 3D like it should.
No.
Usually people are referring to rarity at that point.
Yes, I mean, I have some of my OCs plushed, and actually a plush artist who's one of my friends, she made November, who's my
nice.
pony Sona, and she yelled at me. She's like, I swear to God, if you ever come up with another spiky haired character, I will. So I was like, I'm sorry, I tried to make her simple, but I guess it didn't work.
I can just see... Just because you said that, now I want to see you do a bunch of anime ponies and just ask artists to make them.
Oh God, yeah, right.
Just like a Yu-Gi-Oh pony with hair, just. Right.
Oh yeah, this looks like fun. Yeah, right. Oh God.
Well, some of the things. One thing that you have actually quite a bit of that I just think it looks really nice is the reference guides that you have.
Oh yeah, everybody really likes those.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, like, I didn't think they'd get that popular. Honestly, when I first did it, I just did it because I wanted one of Glitter and Cloud. Like, people keep drawing her, and I barely draw, and it'd be nice to see her in all these different, things like that they do that's in the show. But so that's how that started out. And, it just really grew from there. I mean, they became really popular, and now people are making their own reference sheets, so.
It's pretty cool. It really does. I think it allows people to flesh out the character as opposed to just having a pose or two poses.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of people, I understand that they don't want to step on my toes, and that's completely fine. They'll be like, oh, can I make a reference sheet with like a crystal version and stuff? I'm like, dude, I don't own crystal version. You could do whatever you want in your reference sheet. If you want to add Equestria Girls and Breezies, go for it.
I think it's good form to ask you, though, because, you don't own reference guides as a whole, which, honestly, you should look into copywriting just in case. Probably not going to, but man, could you make money. You don't own reference guides, and you don't own really the Equestria Girls or Crystal or Bat Pony or whatnot. But as far as I can tell, you're one of the first artists to do that in that it got popular. With other OCs and just not just one character. So I think it's good form to ask.
The only thing I really ask is that you just don't make your reference sheet look exactly like mine, like the borders and the way I put the boxes and stuff. Just, and it's not that hard. You can make your own reference sheet. You can throw it and put stuff here and there and that, and it can look completely different from mine. So that's really the only thing that I ask that you don't do is just rip mine off. That's all.
Well, I think the idea of the reference guide too, for someone who's not an artist like me, I can't draw worth crud. Don't tell the students that I teach that. They think I can draw beautifully. Shh, everybody, quiet, shh. Um, but no, if I had one of these reference guides, then the next time I want someone to do something for my OC, I could give this to them and say, oh, look, here's the reference guide and the different poses, and does that help? And I guarantee you they'd say, oh, yes, it really helps.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, even now I'm trying to think of like different things that I can do to reference sheets. Like, like I said, I don't want anybody like blatantly taking, my reference sheet and selling it or something like that. But I have seen some people who do reference sheets, and what they'll do is they'll put the cutie mark in the back, and like they'll cut a box out of the reference sheet and it'll be transparent. I'm like, oh, that's such a great idea, because there's the cutie mark, but it's in a transparent box. So then when the person does take the reference sheet, they can just take the cutie mark right out, because there's so many times when someone's given me a reference, I'm like, do you have a cutie mark? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay. I guess I'll just draw it then. Your very complicated cutie mark. So, I think that's something I want to change.
My cutie mark is if you take a spirograph and put it on 16 points and then drew a complicated star and then put it all in a wavy shape like Cadence's horrible hair.
God. Oh my god. No. Yeah, something I was thinking about doing with my reference sheet, just to make it a little easier for, people to use it.
Mm-hmm. Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
The only thing that, looking at some of them, we have Pet, we've got Rainbow Power, Speed Trails, Crystal, even Breezy. Mm-hmm. The only thing I don't really see, and that I just loved it was a one-off joke, but in Magical Duel, where Big Mac dressed up as Applejack. And just for a second, we had a gender-reversed Applejack.
Okay, the way my reference sheets work is that everything that is on the sheet is something that's canon in the show.
Yep. That's why I mentioned the example first.
Right, yeah. However, if you want a rule, whatever, I can add that. It's not like, oh, well, I only follow the show, so if it's not in it, you can't have it.
Right.
Like, I'll do whatever you want. It's not a big deal. But just for my reference sheet, it's like I have a base, and what is covered in the base is like, magic, speed trail, all this stuff. And like, even that you don't have to buy. Like, if you seriously want a reference sheet, it's just the front, side, and back, done.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's only, and I admit this ashamedly, but it's only rather recently that I was made aware that every time that they're not a changeling, a pony's magic matches the color of their eyes.
Yeah, I did notice that, actually.
I didn't notice that until recently, and I'm really embarrassed about it now, because I'm like, oh, yeah, that does match, doesn't it?
I think there was only one pony, but now I can't remember who it was. There was only one pony. I think it was actually Cadence, because her magic is blue, but her eyes are purple.
Oh, okay. And but her cutie mark does have a deep blue crystal to it.
Yes, so I'm not exactly sure where the magic aura comes into play, but most of the time I have noticed that their magic aura...
I guess Celestia as well. She has purplish eyes and yellow.
Oh yeah, exactly. So it's not like it absolutely has to be the same color as her eyes, but most of the time it is. Yeah. But I guess it just could be whatever you want if you really want to look at it canon, because again, Cadence and Celestia do not have the same aura color as their eyes.
Canon, alicorns need not have magic the same color as their eyes. Bam!
They don't have to. They're alicorns. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah. Luna does. Twilight does, but they don't have to.
They don't have to. They can change it anytime they want.
Yeah, heck. It is decided. Woohoo! All right. I think one of the first items that I saw of yours that actually drew me to your attention was the Wildfire reference guide.
Yes, the one that I did for Sibsy.
Hmm. I don't know why, but the Rainbow Power one looks great and out of place at the same time.
I know it does. Like I had a really hard time with that one, but
I think it looks
Sibsy
really
really
good. I mean,
like
you get
it.
the different colors of flame in there, and that's great.
Yeah.
But at the same time, part of me is like, something wrong. Feels wrong. But at the same time, I guess a lot of the Rainbow Power ones, I'm like, wow, that's anime hair there. That
Yeah, no, I mean, Rainbow Power can go right and wrong. I mean, like I personally like the Rainbow Powered ponies, but I did admit that out of all of the Rainbow Power ponies, Applejack did look kind of out of place. I didn't really think her colors went together very well, which made me sad because Applejack's my favorite pony.
Sure. I can understand that. And something I've noticed on it, even though I think it looked good in the episode, when I see pictures of Rainbow Power, Rainbow Dash, it looks off. And I think it's because she had the continuously flowing colors.
Rainbow Dash's power. Yeah, it's so weird.
Rainbow Dash is Rainbow Power, Rainbow Powered.
Yeah. Right, yeah, exactly. It's just like, I'm so rainbow that my mane moves. It's so creepy. That's how rainbow I am.
I mean, I understand why they did it, but at the same time, we could have used something like the word prism, or...
Yeah, they could have done something a little better, but whatever.
Yeah.
I guess it's okay.
Get this. Okay, this is something I was trying to decide fairly recently. And this is actually related to what we said. I'm not going on a complete tangent here.
Okay.
If we have something in order of time, that's chronological order.
Okay.
We can also have things in order of height and things. Whenever I put away the crayons in my school, I always do them in the order of the rainbow. What's the word for that? Because if I just say rainbow order, that sounds bad.
I don't know. I mean, like, honestly, that's how I would do it too, just because, like, as an artist.
I'm just wondering, is there a specific word?
I don't think
like chronological is in time. Would it be chromological?
That's actually really interesting, and I never thought about that because like I said, I would do that too. So, that's really interesting. I'm not sure, but maybe we can just make up a word for it.
I've been using chromological because it sounds good to me. It sounds like chronological, but
I like it.
It's not an official thing. It just, yeah.
And even if there was an official name out there, I don't care. Now I'm going to use chromological because that sounds way cooler than anything you have to say.
I have heard other people say prismatic, which I'm like, okay, I can see that. There's a science to that. Sure. But
yeah, I can see that too, but chronological that's a cooler, sounds fun to say.
You know what? I'm just thinking I have heard people do like some magical user call it a chrono wizard or something. We're going to have a chromomancer.
All right.
Chromomancer can change your colors.
I like it.
Okay. That was a tangent. Sorry. One of the other sections in your DeviantArt is just general fan art. And one of the things that you have that I love it, but I don't know who else is going to recognize it, and frankly I don't care, but there she is.
Oh yeah, my Nabi and Doki picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that series so much.
It's a fantastic series. If
it is.
You really need to watch this. 3 or is it 4 songs?
Oh my god! So it's There She Is, and then it's Happy Birthday one. I can't remember the exact name, and then there's
4. There's 4. That's right.
Yes, there is.
Because there was the first one, the Happy Birthday, a teaser that wasn't the full story, and then the ending, I think. So
Yeah, that's right, because the third one was like the really sad one, and then
Yeah.
the fourth one was the happy one.
Right.
And then, yeah, so there was 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Sam Baksa made a fantastically adorable
It
series.
was, and I was really amazed by that because, like, the first one, There She Is, came out like forever ago, and people were talking about it. But then it just, nothing happened, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden they came with the birthday one out of nowhere, which I'm not sure if they were actually doing a story at that point, or if they were just like, let's do another one just because everyone really likes this.
Yeah.
And then with the last 2 like came out so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You're like when the third one came out, you're like, what was going on? And then you're like, they better make a 4th one because I have no idea. And then it just came out so quickly.
I think 5. I'm sorry. I think
Is there 5?
It's been a long time since I've really listened to them, but I think there's 5. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Now, if you get a chance, do listen to these things. They are fantastic, and
they're amazing.
Mm-hmm. So I was very happy to see some nice little artwork there. Oh, I know those characters. Woohoo!
Yeah, I do draw other things besides ponies.
Well, to be fair though, that was a long time before the recent ponies.
It was a long time ago, but I can still draw those things.
I still remember the horn intro to the first one.
Yeah, I have.
I don't speak Korean, but I can sing a lot of that song. I'm just saying right now. I watched it enough that I can sing quite a bit of it.
Well, why not? I mean, I can sing other. I don't even know what they mean half the time. I'm just like.
Oh yeah.
So.
I had some. I at one point I sent some Japanese songs to a family member.
Yeah.
And they sent them back, and they said, "I don't speak Japanese." And the next time I visited, I turned on the radio. I went to a radio station. I said, "Tell me what they're saying right now." And they couldn't. Like, they're singing English, but you have no idea the words that they're saying right now. And you'll listen to this, but you won't listen to the songs that I sent you. What's the difference?
Aww.
They had to concede my point. They still wouldn't listen to the Japanese music, but they had to concede that I was correct and that they didn't know what they were saying. So.
Aw, that's so silly. I mean, like, I'll listen to pretty much anything. I'm a huge music fan.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of great music over here that unfortunately most people will never hear, but I suppose that's true of almost any country.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a little bit of Chinese music, but not very much at all.
No, I don't think I even have any Chinese music. I think I definitely have Japanese music, but I think I have like a little bit of Korean. Mostly the There She Is stuff, but there's some other stuff that I have that's Korean too.
Yeah. And part of me feels like, isn't that a shame? Because I know there's great stuff out there, but I'll never hear it.
Yeah. Aw.
Oh. Yet at the same time, I fully admit that I'm so happy that Weird Al Yankovic came out with a new album because I had no idea what was popular in America for the last few years.
Oh,
and
wow.
now I just have to listen to his songs and say, okay, let's listen to the original.
Well, you should consider yourself lucky, honestly, because like Weird Al's parodies on the songs are absolutely genius, but the original songs are absolutely terrible.
Really? Interesting.
They are so bad. Oh my god.
I personally lost it in the polka medley where he was doing Gangnam Style. And instead of just the regular "Hey Sexy Lady," he went into a Jerry Lewis "Sexy Lady."
Nice. Yeah. I like it. I
was laughing so hard. I'm so sad that's going to be his last actual album.
Aw, yeah.
He's going to make music. He's just not going to put it into album form anymore because why? You can release songs individually much faster.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you're in the parody industry, you got to work fast.
That's true, and I mean, it is sad because my boyfriend's a huge Weird Al fan, and he loves collecting his CDs. He likes having the physical item, which I can fully understand and respect that. But now he's not doing it, so.
Well, yeah, the new one, the Mandatory Fun, is probably going to be the last physical CD of his. Yeah, gonna release
Well,
some.
at least he's still making music, at least.
Oh yes, very true, and still doing a darn fine job of it.
Yes.
The only problem is that, well, I mean, to be fair, if California Girls comes on, that's not what I hear.
Equestria girls were kind of magical.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I hear.
Exactly. And it's the same thing with most Weird Al songs. If I hear, oh yeah, word crimes. No, this is blurred lines. Really? Oh, shoot. Sorry. I remember something else.
I rather hear word crimes. That's what blurred lines. God, that's been the worst song ever.
I, as an English teacher, I loved word crimes so much, and the only unfortunate thing is that it's too fast for most of my students to hear.
Oh, that is kind of sad.
So I have to type out all the lyrics, and then we go through them slowly, and then listen to them, and then go through them again, and yeah.
But it's great. It's a great song.
It's fantastic,
For, because you're, an English teacher, so it's perfect. It's like, here's a song that perfectly describes my teachings.
Mm-hmm. And I think Weird Al actually mentioned it. Not everybody caught on to the final joke in that song. He ends the song with a split infinitive.
Oh no, I wouldn't understand that.
It's one of those things that's kind of okay to use, but strict people in grammar would say you're not supposed to use it.
Interesting.
But he ends the song with a split infinitive, and it's funny because on Twitter he just said, "I'm shocked that so many people think that it was a mistake." So he did it on purpose, and he just wanted to never mention it and see how many people got the joke.
That's hilarious.
I want to really quick talk about a comparison between two of your works.
Okay.
Let's see, are both from earlier this year? Yes, actually. One from January and then one from April. Elsa.
Oh,
we have
okay.
a ponified Elsa, and then we have an Elsa.
Elsa. Okay.
Which of those do you think worked better?
Worked better in
for you.
What? For me?
Yeah,
okay.
when you made it, you finished it, and like, I'm done, and I love this thing.
Okay.
I think they're both good. I'm not trying to get you to say, oh, this one's no. I think they're both very good. There is a different style to them. Obviously, because one's human, one's pony, but still.
Right. Okay. So, well, I think I really liked both of them, and at the same time, because as an artist, we're like our worst critics ever, and
sure.
There were things about both pictures I liked and didn't like, and I think maybe I liked the Elsa pony picture a little more. Mm-hmm. Because actually, when I got that commission, I had never seen Frozen, actually.
Oh, okay.
So I was left out of the loop, but I was commissioned to draw this pony. And so, but I know I had heard the song Let It Go. So sure. I think I listened to that song over and over and over again to draw the scene, because it really gave me a feel for it, and I hadn't seen the movie, so it really helped.
Right.
With the Elsa, just the regular human one, I actually drew that as a birthday picture for my boyfriend.
Oh, okay. And
that was obviously after I had seen Frozen as well, so, I wanted to draw my take on Elsa, and he really likes Elsa, so that's why I did it.
Gotcha.
But and the thing about the Elsa picture was, I strive to be the kind of artist that can do show style.
Okay.
Which is why I have pretty much almost perfected the pony drawings. But
gotcha.
Since I had been drawing ponies for so long, I have not been drawing humans in a really long time.
Right.
And so drawing Elsa was definitely different because not only had I not drawn humans in a while, but the way they draw Elsa is very different from any other, characters that they've done in Disney. Because one, I had to go off of references that were either a 3D rendering from the movie or sketches that, like early concept sketches.
Right.
And I wasn't sure where I was getting my, how I was going to draw this because, I want it to look like from the movie, but obviously it can't because it's not 3D.
Yes,
so
very true.
I had to really work on a balance, and I was like practicing drawing Elsa from here and there and there, and just I couldn't get it the way I wanted it to, no matter how hard I tried. So, and as much as I liked the way it came out, there are definitely things about this picture that I definitely wish came out better, and that
I see.
probably would have been her sequin dress, because I have no idea how to draw sequences, and I even used the reference from the movie of her dress, and I just could not get it to, to look the same. And then her right hand didn't come out the way I wanted to. It just looked weird, and people were like, "Oh, it looks fine." And I'm like, "To you it does, but to me it doesn't." And I just can never look at it, and it just doesn't look right to me. So I guess after explaining every little thing about it, I would have to say that I'm more proud of the pony Elsa than I am of the human Elsa.
Well, okay. One of the first things that I look at, and you can judge me however you will, on any Frozen art, the snowflakes have 6 sides, and I'm very happy about this. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Nothing drives me more nuts than when I see a picture of a snowflake, and it has less or more than 6 sides. I'm like, no, not how snow works.
Yeah. That's not how snow works.
Yeah, it's stupid. So yes, I'm happy on the technical aspect there.
Okay, well that's good.
Something else I like, it's a subtle thing, but the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. On the pony one, she's got this winter storm that she's concocted, but she's not using her magic. She's not using her horn to make it.
Yeah.
Which actually makes a lot of sense, because in the movie, the entire point was that she can't control the power. And
right.
I would think that if she were using her horn, that would be something that's directly under her control.
Yes. I also am not 100% sure on how Snow Spell actually uses her powers, considering that, she's not Elsa. I mean, I get a lot of hate on this picture just
Really?
because yes, I do get a lot of hate on this picture just because people are like, this is copying Elsa. It's, it's not Elsa, don't do that. And it's like, but it's not Elsa. The person has made a character that's based on Elsa. Yes, the hair is very similar, but I mean, like, you can't tell me that you've never done that before. Like, I remember when I was younger, I made characters that were based on other characters, and nobody ever gave me any, like, flack about that. They weren't like, "Oh, well, that looks like Beast Boy from Teen Titans," like. So, and we all get inspiration from other things. Plus, you have to realize that there's actually a difference when creating characters. Like, you'll see people make bootleg Pikachu stuff, but they don't get in trouble with Nintendo because even though it's a very subtle difference, if there is a difference between this character and that character, it's surprisingly you can get away with it. Yeah, sure, it's still frowned upon, but you still can't get in trouble as long as you change some aspects. And because this snow spell, even though she looks like Elsa, she is not. She is not a human.
Yeah,
she's a pony. And, so the only thing Snowspell has actually in common with Elsa is just the hair.
Right.
So, but because of the hair, people are like, no, you can't do that. How dare you copy Elsa?
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. It's like, God forbid she has a braided ponytail. So
wait a minute. She has the color blue, and that's making fun of Sora.
Yeah, right? Like, she has a braided ponytail, I guess she's Edward Elric. So,
yeah.
I mean, like, but, and again, mentioning, like, when, there are, like, Chinese knockoffs of Pikachu, those are really close. They do look a lot like Pikachu. Where, again, I'm going to say this, Snowspell, yes, has Elsa's hair, but in actuality looks nothing like Elsa because it is not a human.
All right, so you've set me up for the joke, and you know that I have to take it, but it's really obvious that people need to just let it go.
I agree.
Well, a question that I ask in each of my interviews.
Okay.
In all of My Little Pony, what would you say is the one line or one scene that defines you?
Ooh,
or speaks out to you?
I've never really thought about that, honestly. Like, I've watched
Osaka Jack question.
I mean, I watched the show from beginning to end. I watch it every single day, and I don't think there is something, and it's really sad to say because, like, I wanna tell you, but I haven't thought about that.
Well, that's why I asked the question, is because most people haven't thought about that, and I like to get the initial knee-jerk, honest reaction. Just when I said that, was there any particular line that just popped in your head that you're like, oh, maybe this?
Well, there wasn't a line, but I just really, I mean, an episode came to mind, but I honestly don't know how it reflects me, but
worry about the connections in your mind later. That's
okay. Well, I mean, like, I really like, my favorite episode is Bats.
Okay.
And I really like that episode because, Fluttershy was my initial favorite character, but then I kind of switched over to Applejack because Fluttershy just became too shy for me. Like, she's adorable and stuff, but, like, I in the end couldn't really connect with her anymore.
Okay, I can
more that I thought I could. So I switched over to Applejack, and I really like how she's just she's honest, because I'm a really honest person, and to the point where people actually call me blunt.
Gotcha.
And
yeah, I gotta say that episode has one of the most I don't know if it's cringeworthy, but Applejack says one line, and I'm like, dude. It's in the song. Applejack literally says to Fluttershy, "Oh, give me a break! You're being too kind." That's kind of her thing, man.
That's kind of her thing, Applejack. Yeah, but I love that song so much. I think that was I think that was my favorite part of the song, just because of the way it flowed, not really because of the way what she said. Because when I like I said, I'm a big music enthusiast, so like I anything that sounds good, I will listen to it.
Sure.
So, I really like that part when she was like, "Oh, give me a break, you're being too kind. These creatures have a one-track mind." I don't know, it just flowed, and I was like,
the only
yes.
thing, I do like that song, but I have to admit, it drives me nuts when the line, it just seems out of place. Like they were struggling for a rhyme and just kind of, okay, put this. When they said, they rest for a minute, maybe 3. Wait, what? They rest for a minute, maybe 3?
Yeah, I see what they're going. I was like,
I get that it matches, it rhymes with tree in the next line, but really wish that line could have been rewritten somehow, because, okay. But no, I like the song overall, just that one part, I got it, cringe.
I mean, I really, I love animals in general, so I feel on both ends.
Sure.
When it came to that, because I love animals, so I think, the bats deserve to, eat and be merry and, live their lives. But it was also unfair to Applejack because, she already gave up her part of the orchard to the other fruit bats.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it was like, she didn't want to do that again, but at the same time, Applejack really should have kept an open mind because, in the end, they did help her orchard grow bigger and better.
I would have liked at the end, the epilogue part, I would have liked Granny Smith to appear and just do a little bit about, oh yeah, last time they really devastated the orchard, but the next year, oh my goodness, our trees were so much fuller.
Yeah, that would have been actually pretty cool, to kind of prove more.
I mean, it would prove both their points. Yeah, they did destroy your orchard this year, but my goodness, they came in so full and amazing the next year.
Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely an episode where you can see both sides. I mean, obviously in the end, Fluttershy got her way because of all the stuff that happened, and they're like, "Whoa, well that didn't work." But at the same time, you still have to feel bad for Applejack because, you have to understand why she didn't want to in the first place. And to be fair, it is Applejack's farm. If she doesn't want that, then Fluttershy has no say in it either.
True. I was honestly fine with the song, and they kind of ganged up on Fluttershy, but at the same time, Fluttershy just said, "All right, well, I'm done then." The only part where it got invasive was, well, no, you need to help us get rid of these. No, I don't want to do that. No, you need to help us.
Yeah.
Yeah. You 5 want to get rid of them. All right, well, I disagree, but go with it, but I'm not going to help you. Okay, up until that point, I'm like, sure, fine. Friends sometimes disagree, but yeah, it's when they bullied her into helping those. No, not cool. No.
Yeah, well, sometimes that actually happens in real life. You get bullied into doing stuff, and then you do something you don't want to, and then everybody regrets it in the end. But it's and obviously that happens.
Real life lesson in a cartoon. What's going on here?
What?
Huh? Wait a minute.
Who does that anymore?
I know. Jeez.
I thought we were Nickelodeon. Oops,
really?
Did I say that? So. But yeah, I don't know. I really enjoy that episode, for so many reasons.
Right.
And again, I don't know if there's a part of me in there, but I relate to both of the characters that were mostly involved, and I love animals, and I see both sides. So
I am a big fan of season 4's Fluttershy changes, so I was very happy.
Yeah.
Because we got, Flutterbat, we get Flutter Hulk, we get Rainbow Power Fluttershy, we get Fluttershy cosplaying as the princess.
Yeah, that was cool too. I did enjoy that, and I mean, who didn't love Flutterbat? Did you see that explode?
Oh, yeah.
That exploded.
That was great.
It was awesome.
And I probably they're never going to bring it up again, but yet the final little scene where we see, Fluttershy still has a fang.
I know. Well, even people were kind of like, "Oh my God, Flutterbat!" When what was that episode? It was the Ponytones,
right? When she's hanging upside down. Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know if that was something or not, or she was just hanging upside down. But it's kind of fun to think it, even if it wasn't true.
Yeah. Absolutely. So commissions are closed right now?
Yes, I am doing chibis right now. Those are always open just because they're really easy to do.
Sure.
I do not know when I'll be opening them back up just because a lot of my commissions are reference sheets
Right.
and they one take a very, very long time to do.
Sure.
And two, a lot of my commissioners, they'll ask for change and that puts a lot of more time into it. And some people are telling me to hold on the reference sheets as well. So it's a lot, and I don't know when they'll open back up. I don't have an estimate time.
Okay.
However, Sundays, not every Sunday, but every other Sunday, I do live streaming.
Okay.
And when I do my live streams, I usually put a journal ahead of time too with the date and the time that I will be live streaming. You can commission me there. I will only take 5 slots at a time because I only have a 10-hour window open to draw that day.
Right.
So I'll usually take 5 slots because it takes me 1 to 2 hours to draw each picture. If any of you have questions about those live streams, you can check my journals, drop me a note, or just ask on my page, whatever. I'll usually answer. So, but yeah, other than the live streaming and the chibis, commissions
they're indefinitely closed?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's good to know, but I'm sure some are going, oh, but at the same time, better too.
I know. Plus, I got BronyCon stuff to work on too, so.
Yes, very true. Very true. Suppose you guys will have to work harder if you want to top that 10,000 mark.
Yeah.
Amateurs.
I did take commissions at BronyCon, so I might take them, again next year. Hint, 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 wink, wink.
Very nice. Well, everybody, today we have been speaking with Centchi. Be sure to check her out on DeviantArt and Twitter and the live streams that she's able to do. Thank you so much for coming by today.
Yeah, and thank you for, interviewing me and everything. It was cool.
Yay! Excellent.
Yay!
Everyone, this has been Osaka Jack with Into the Spotlight on Everfree Network. We'll catch you next time.